So let us start. Today the topic is contractor sole risk insurance. Means CAR. CAR plus ER. We will learn to take up the ER together with this topic. Now try to understand what these are. First of all, the CAR and ER policies are the products of engineering insurance. Now, what is engineering insurance? Engineering insurance means there's again a class of general insurance or non-life insurance. This is again treated as non-motor products or non-motor class of general insurance. So this engineering insurance refers to insurance that provides economic safeguard to the risk faced by ongoing construction project, installation projects, machines and equipment and project operations. That means any insurance policy which is providing coverage for ongoing construction projects and installation projects, and then machine and equipment and project operations. These policies are known as the engineering insurance policies. So for all these three purposes, these policies are required, but each policy of engineering section is purpose specific, object specific, because what policy is given for ongoing construction project cannot be given to the installation projects. But policy is given to the installation project cannot be given to the machines in operation. So they are purpose specific policies. Why these engineering insurance policies are purpose specific? Because variety of risk are there. A wide range of risk related to engineering are covered. This wide range is because of the engineering category includes creations, designing, construction, building. These all kind of activities are there in the engineering category. And when a creation is done or designing is done or construction is done or building is done, there are increased chances of related accidents and perils. That means these engineering policies cater to different forms of uncertainties that are associated with on-site constructions, including plant and machinery uses. So, why we need a CAR policy? This is engineering policy, CR also. So CR and engineering, ER are both engineering policies. Question is why we need them. So let us understand the background. Say India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world today, with a great outlook towards rapid infrastructural development. So when we say today there is rapid infrastructural development in India, what does it mean? It means the projects which are related to the infrastructural developments are continuously going on. Say for example, railways, industrial units, housing facilities, dams, flyovers, power plants, and other such construction projects have been on the rise. They are on the rise. Any economy, any country where the infrastructural developments are taking place, that economy is bound to rise. That means there is a fastest growth is there. But when the rise in the infrastructural projects are there, similarly rise in the material risk is also there. So with the growth of infrastructure development, the risk will also grow. So the possibility of damage to the construction materials, machineries, or the constructed portion due to environmental and man-made hazards can lead to substantial losses for the contractors. That means man-made hazards as well as environmental hazards can cause substantial losses, because this kind of projects, when they are under development, under construction, at that stage, if anything related to the nature or related to the natural calamities is taking place, or any man-made hazards like riots and terrorism activities are taking place, so these can cause substantial losses for this type of projects. So these kind of projects are normally given to the contractors, because if the government want to construct a stadium or a hospital or a university, so that work will be allotted to the contractors on the tender basis. A contractor could be a big firm also. Normally, there are certain government departments which are also engaged in this kind of activities. Say, for example, Bridge Corporation, municipal corporations, public works departments. Their departments are also engaged in such activities. But in addition to them, there are builders, there are town planners, there are contractors who are engaged in such kind of activities. So mostly they need this kind of policy, CR policy. Now these engineering policies are plenty in number. So they are divided into two types of engineering insurances. First annual, second long-term projects. Long-term policy or project insurance. This is one and the same thing. So when an annual policy is given, that means the policy would be of the nature of CPM, electronic equipment insurance, machinery breakdown insurance, water and pressure plant insurance. This type of policies are also called in short like CPM, EEI, MBD, boiler and BPP. So they are all annual policies and they are given when the project has started. Project is in operation. They are given annually. On the date of expiry, they can be renewed for further 1 year. They cannot be given for more than 1 year. On the contrary, they can be given for short or lesser period than 1 year. But the other type of policies are long-term policies, project insurance. This category includes contractors all risk and erection all risk. These are also known as the project insurance and long-term insurance. Three special things are there with them. First of all, these policies cannot be renewed. They are extended. Second, they are given when the project is started, commencing, not for those projects which are already operating. Third, they are long-term policies because the project could be of 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It depends upon the project period. So these long-term policies or project insurance are different to the annual policies. And today we are concerned with these long-term and project insurance policies. So this is the classification of engineering policies on the basis of the time, annual and long-term. One more classification is there of engineering policies, and that is known as phase-wise classification. One is construction phase, other is operation phase. So when we talk of construction phase here, the policies included are one-time policies or period policies or the same long-term policies or the project policies, like the contractor's holidays, correction holidays, dwelling income reduction, advance loss of profit, or delay in startup policies. They are given at the construction phase. But when the project is completed and operation is started, then the policies given are known as the operation phase. These are annual policies. Same MBD, BPP, MLOP, machinery loss of profit, CPM, CCR means civil engineering completed risk, EI, DOS means deterioration of stock insurance. So this is another classification of engineering policies. Now in these engineering policies, there is a different terminology which is known as the period of cover, because in project policies or especially in long-term policies, a period of cover is also special in the sense because it includes the maintenance period, operational covers, work cover, lifetime. So that period is also included in the coverage. Now what type of subject matter need these CR or ER policies? So CR policies can be taken out for all building and civil engineering projects. Building and civil engineer mostly related to the constructions. Say for example, residential and office building, hospital, school, theatre, production facilities, infrastructural facilities, airports, bridges, dams, tunnels, harbors. So when they are constructed, when they are under the stage of development, when they commenced, then only the CR policy is taken. So this policy has two sections. One is material damage and the other one is third party liability. Now this material damage section is big one. It covers every kind of risk other than excluded risk, because the policy is always policy. So risk included are contract work, permanent or temporary works, or part of the contract, removal of debris, professional fees, fee issue materials, construction equipment, construction machineries, principals, existing property, they are all covered under this policy, under section 1, that is material damage. Second section is third party liability, that relates to the bodily injury and property damage. Both are covered. Then when we are giving this policy to any of the contractors or to any department or to the principals or to the owners, you have to keep in mind the period of cover, when the policy will commence. So policy starts under two different circumstances. First, cover shall commence from the commencement of work. When the project is starting, work has started, work has commenced, the cover also commenced. Or arrival of first consignment at the project site, whichever is earlier. Means machinery or building material or any equipment have already arrived at the project site. So the safety of that also required. So from that date also the cover can start, if the work has not commenced. So whichever is earlier, the policy will start. Now when the period of cover will expire? The cover expires when the completed part thereof is taken over, 1, put into service, 2, or the date specified in the policy, whichever is earlier. Means this policy will expire under 3 different circumstances. Either when the completed part thereof is taken over by the principals or owners, or it is put into the service, means the job has started, operation has started, or the expiry date of the policy, whichever is earlier. Now, the most important aspect of this policy is, in case the work is not completed within the period specified, then what will happen? The policy can be extended, not renewed. Extension means, suppose the project is usually completed in next 6 months, the policy can be extended for next 6 months. How it differs to the renewal? It differs in the sense, in renewal you can change the terms and conditions or anything of the contract, position contract. But extension means all the terms and conditions of that policy will remain the same thing, only the period is extended. So for the extended period, only the premium will be charged. The coverage terms conditions will remain the same. Project will remain the same, project owners will remain the same, project functioning will remain the same, project name will remain the same, location will remain the same, contractor will remain the same. Everything is same. But since it has not completed, so the period is extended for further 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, whatever is required. So that is the most important aspect of this policy. Now, what is the difference between CR and ER? Why we are calling them ER and CR? CR refers to the contractor's all risk and ER refers to the erection all risk. Both are engineering policies, both are all risk policies, both are given to the projects, both are long-term policies, both are given for those projects which have started working or which are under development. So what is the difference? The only determining factor is value of erection and installation work. What does it mean? Means, if the erection work or installation work is more than 50% of the total cost of the project, then ER policy will be given. Or if the construction work or civil construction work is more than 50% of the total cost of the project, in that case, CR policy will be given. So, ER policy means erection work is more, installation work is more. Plant or machinery will be installed. They will be erected. There the ER policy is required. So for industries, for power plants, this kind of projects, ER policy is required. But for hospitals, stadiums, residential buildings, CR policy. Now, what are the unique features of this policy? In majority of proposals, there will be risk inspection by the company engineers. What does it mean? All general insurance companies are having their risk engineers who will inspect the risk, because these are the huge projects, they are the long-term projects where the huge cost is involved. So they have not even constructed, but still the location, the plan, the project cost, the estimated cost, everything will be inspected by the company engineer. He will submit the report, and on the basis of that report, the decision about the acceptance or declining will be taken. Whether the risk has to be accepted or to decline. So this is risk inspection report of the risk engineer is most important. Most of the decisions are taken on the basis of the report of the risk inspection engineer, because they are the long-term project where the huge cost is involved. Certain engineering aspects have to be inspected, verified, and the risk inspections are also recommending certain measures to improve. Secondly, duty of utmost pay. Because huge money is involved, long term is involved, so the proposer has to declare every material information on which the basis of which the premium rate will be applicable or the cover will be considered. Third, policy can be issued in the joint name and two or more parties. Means contractor can take, subcontractor can take, principal can take, or they can take it in joint name also. So almost all classes of engineering insurance are controlled by tariff, which prescribes standardized proposal and policy wordings. This policy is common to all the general insurance companies of India. This policy is according to the engineering tariff. Engineering tariff is applicable to all the general insurance companies of India. But now these tariffs have been dismantled. Dismantled for the purpose of pricing and the add-on covers. Rest of all terms, conditions, wording clauses are the same for all the general insurance companies. So there is no much difference in the CR policy of all the general insurance companies. The difference is only in the rating and add-on covers. And the last one is the sum insured is adjustable at completion of construction on the basis of actual value. Actual value would be different, estimated value would be different. So these are the unique features of this policy. Now when you are giving a CR policy to any of the contractors or any of the departments, you have to keep in mind that this applies to the risk located in India. Otherwise the value of the civil works involved is more than 50% of the total contract value. Say for example, I am a contractor, a big contractor. My firm is running. Now I have three contracts with me. One, I am constructing a hospital in Bangalore. Second, I am constructing a stadium in Jaipur. And third, I am constructing a university in Bangkok. Now I can take this policy for two projects which are working in India and not for the project which is under construction at Bangkok. Because this will cover the risk of the locations in India. And CR policy will be given where the construction work is more than 50% of the contract value. Now you can give this policy to the principal or to the contractor or to the subcontractor, but your target segment would be normally government contractors involved in government projects like road construction, bridge construction, building construction, and builders and developers of township. Mostly nowadays these builders and town planners are taking this policy because they are spending millions and crores of rupees in these kind of projects. So they also need the protection of their investment, safety of their money. So when they are commencing the project, they are taking this CR policy. Now this is simple to understand that principal, contractor, subcontractor, government department, builder, town planners, they are all your targets, customers. Because see, this kind of projects are there. Say suppose this is a hospital building, this is a road construction, and this is an industrial building. Now all these three are having the major work of construction only. And this civil construction requires the CR policy. So the coverage is required under CR policy only. Now this section 1, that is material damage section of this policy, is covering variety of risks because this is all risk section. All risk means only the excluded risks are not covered, rest of everything is covered. And second is third party liability. It means third party liability is covered against the property and person both. But this material damage section covers different kind of risks. Say for example, fire risk. Fire, lightning, explosion, theft, burglary, windstorm, flood, inundation, earthquake, landslide, rock slide, subsidence. These are all perils we have seen in the fire insurance policy. They are all fire insurance perils. In addition, construction faults, defective materials, workmanship, collapse. If they are not excluded, they are covered. Third, human errors means lack of skill, negligence of workers, and other perils like air crash, blasting. These are all insured risks under the policy. These are part of inbuilt coverage. Say for example, this is an image of real loss. Everybody is getting it or not? You people are understanding it or not? Or this is only a one-way traffic? Is it okay with all of you or not? Are you? Okay. Are you getting it? So this is a real image of a loss at Delhi metro site. Now suppose this kind of loss is there. It means building loss is there, machinery loss is there, person loss, loss of life is there, loss of animal is there. Everything or anything which is visible in this photo is damaged. You can imagine a huge amount of loss is there. But all these losses are insured and covered under the CR policy. Now, how the sum insured of this policy is taken? First thing is, all engineering policies are subject to underinsurance. Wherever there is underinsurance, service clause is applicable. So the first point is, this sum insured should not be underinsured. It can be overinsured. Overinsurance is allowed. This is important to understand that if a project is starting, this cannot complete within the projected cost. This projected cost can increase. This is always increasing. This will increase, and this can increase in 2 times, 3 times, multiple times. So every kind of cost is included. Suppose machineries are imported. What is the landed cost of those machineries? Machineries are purchased from within India. What is the landed cost? What is the landed cost of those machineries? And then cost of construction, permanent civil engineering work, half the escalated value. And additionally, cost of material, wages, freight, custom duty, construction cost, and materials of items supplied by the principal. Everything is included. I give an example. Here in Jaipur, government gave a contract to the Tata firm for converting Amanisha Nala into a Durgavati river. The projected cost of that conversion was 460 crore. So initially, projected cost was 460 crores. But when the project completed after 2.5 years, the cost was 1430 crores. It took 2.5 years to complete. So projected cost can increase in multiple times. Underinsurance should not be there, because if there is any loss, average clause will apply that will deduct the claim proportionately. Insured will suffer the loss, and you should never prefer that your insured is suffering the losses and he is paying out of his pocket despite of being insured. If this is the scenario, he will never come to you for insurance. So you have to protect the interest of the insured. That is why he is buying the policy. So first duty is that under insurance should not be given while giving the CR policy to any of the contractors or department or to any of your target customers. Then in addition, there are certain add-on covers available with the policy. There are third-party liability, surrounding properties of insured, escalation, removal of debris, CPM, and maintenance. Now you would say, why this CPM? CPM is a separate policy of engineering insurance. Yes, of course. But to the certain extent, this policy is also providing the CPM add-on if the machineries of the contractor working at the project sites, they are also working day and night. So if there are one or two, they can be insured under the add-on cover with the CR policy. If there are plenty number, then this CPM policy is required for each one. Removal of debris is most important add-on cover for the contractors because they know when the project is under construction, there could be any wrong measurement, carelessness of the workers, defective designing. Because of that, the constructed portion has to be removed. And it can take more than the construction cost. Removal cost can take more than the construction cost. Because the removal of debris is an additional expense. Escalation can also be taken because it is bound to happen that the cost will increase or fall. So all these add-ons are available. The insured can select any one of them or all of them because each one of them costs separately, additionally. Now see the image of another loss. This is a real loss image. Building under course of construction collapses. Maybe this was a 5-floor building. Upper 2 or 3 floors have collapsed. How many persons died, how much property loss is there, how many machineries are destroyed, nobody knows. Unless these debris are removed. When the debris will be removed, then the property, machineries, dead bodies of the people will come out. Then only the loss can be assessed. Everything is visible in the photograph, but you cannot assess the loss at this moment. You never know what is still covered under this debris. Now, policy does not cover certain things, though this policy is always possible. But in any of those policies, exclusions are very important. So, willful act or willful negligence is not covered. Any loss discovered at the time of taking inventory means when the project is completed. Loss or damage due to faulty design, consequential losses of any kind of penalty or delay. That risk is covered under the another policy known as delay in start or advance loss of profits. So for that purpose you need separate policy. Now, the cost necessary for rectification is not covered. Bodily injury to employees or workmen of the contractor. This is very important. Bodily injury or illness of employees or workmen of the contractor of the principal. Why this is not covered? When the third party section is there, third party liability is covered. Still the bodily injury or illness of employees or workmen is not covered. Because they are not third party. Workman of the contractor is not third party. Workman of the principal is not third party. If the risk of these people is required to be covered, then the workman's compensation insurance policy is there. That is also known as the employee's compensation insurance. So that risk will be covered under that policy only. Third party liability, additional cover can be taken. The term implies legal liability arising out of the property damage or bodily injury suffered by third parties on any side. That means third party liability cover cannot be granted during extended maintenance, but otherwise third party interest is already covered. If additional third party risk is required to be covered, that can be taken. If additional coverage is required for third party, then the limit will be selected as any one person or any one accident, and premium will be charged on that. Now this is another image of the loss. Under course of construction, building in Ghaziabad collapsed, 2 passers-by killed. So for third party, if the award is higher and the third party additional coverage is taken, that will be paid. Passerby means third party. Persons passing through the adjacent road are known as the passerbys, who were killed due to this demolition. So that third party liability is covered. Now the partial loss and total loss, both are covered under the policy, because partial loss is there, that means the company will pay the repair charges necessary to restore the property to the original conditions. But out of that, what the policy clause will be deducted, like salvage, under insurance, compulsory excess. If under insurance is there, then only. Otherwise, salvage and compulsory excess. And if that loss is total loss, still the same things are deducted. But in that case, the actual value of the property immediately before the loss will be paid, because the loss is total. Now, in case any claim is paid on the policy, sum assured will be reduced by that amount for the remaining period of the policy. Say suppose the CR policy was given for 1 crore rupees. A loss took place of 25 lakh rupees. Insurance company paid that loss, minus salvage, minus compulsory excess. Now the remaining sum assured is only 75 lakh. So if there is any other loss during the unexpired period of policy, there will be under insurance. So to avoid that, insured would always prefer to restate the sum insured during the policy period by paying a difference amount of premium, so that the under insurance can be avoided. There are certain other things which are important, like rating of any CR policy shall depend upon the project type. Road is constructed, dam is constructed, hospital is constructed, college is constructed. What is this? So it will depend upon the project type. Rate structure is separately decided in tariff. On that tariff rate, we can provide the tariff discount. So the rate may vary insurer to insurer. Then there is mid-term cover. Mid-term cover, who will give the mid-term cover? If in case the project has already started, policy cannot be given. No company will give it. But if at all any company is giving, in that case, the premium shall be charged from the commencement of the project. That shall be done post taking declaration from insured of no loss history till date and approval from underwriting department. Means I am a contractor. I am constructing a stadium in Jaipur. My work has started from 1st January 2024. Today, on 21st September, I come to you, insure my projects. Your company will ask me, project has started on 1st January 2024. After 8 or 9 months you are coming for insurance. It means there must be some loss. You want to claim that. So we will not cover it. I said, no. I want coverage, the entire coverage, because I have to submit the insurance policy to my principals who have put a condition in the contract that the project will be insured for full value of the project. Then you said, okay, we will do two things. We will charge the premium rate from 1st of January. Premium shall be charged from the commencement of the project. Your project commenced from 1st of January. Secondly, you have to give a declaration in writing that there is no loss till date. Then only we will get the policy. And on future date, if there is any loss, we will pay. This CR policy can be given for a small term also. If the project is for 3 months only, CR policy can be given for that. And if the project is of the long term and it has not completed within 1 year, the policy can be extended for the period required for completion of the project. Insurer can be changed. If the policy has been taken from one insurance company, extension cannot be given by another insurance company. The same company will give the extension. But if any contractor is not happy with the insurer and he wants an extension from another company, in that case, what the other company will do? They will take the entire project period from that date when you started the project. Installment facility is there. In case the project period is more than or equal to 12 months, premium can be taken in quarterly installment. This is a tariff provision and there is no violation of section 64 BB here. Premium can be taken in installments depending upon the project timing. Higher discount can also be given. This is again a tariff provision. Because certain contractors need policy only for the purpose to submit to their principals or to the owners. So they want that they submit the policy, but the premium should be less. Now this is a tariff product, no company will reduce the premium. But the tariff provides one provision that okay, the premium will be reduced, provided you are agreed to bear a higher compulsory excess. Higher compulsory excess means what? Suppose you are accepting that 10 times of compulsory excess, I'll not take the claim. We'll give you 20% discount. If you are ready to be at 20 times of the minimum excess, we'll give you 30% of discount on the premium. So discount for obtaining higher access, both for normal and any act of God perils. So the higher discount can be given. Now this policy provides 2-3 important clauses. If any broker is approaching to you or any corporate agent is approaching to you or even contractor is approaching to you, he will ask that I want the 50-50 clause along with the policy. Because he is taking the policy for all his products, so he is aware. Now you are not aware what is this 50-50 clause. And this is without any extra premium. We are giving this but on demand. If the proposal need, we will give you on demand. Now this 50-50 clause says if the project is completed, policy is terminated, thereafter on any day, If it is discovered that there was loss which took place at the time of insurance policy, but it is discovered today and the claim is filed today, insurance company will deny the liability because the policy is not in force today. Now the contractor says this such happened when the policy was in force. Okay, insurance company will send the surveyor, find out the reason when it was happened. Is it new loss or old loss? Surveyor is failed to ascertain when it took place. There is no proof. So the liability, neither the insurance company is accepting nor the contractor. In such a case, this clause, 50-50 clause comes into the picture. If this clause is taken, any liability after termination of the insurance policy discovered, it can be settled on 50-50 basis. Means 50% will be borne by the insurance company and the remaining amount will be borne by the contractor. So the insurer shall contribute 50% of the property adjusted claim, such contribution to the without prejudice. And the contractor will bear 50%. So this is good for both. Another clause is 72 hours clause. This is also given on demand. This is also most famous. For the purpose of application of any deductible under this policy, all physical loss, destruction of damage resulting from earth movements, rock falls, like water damage, bushfires, subsidence, collapse, earthquake, typhoon, flood, storm, tempest, cyclone occurring each period of 72 consecutive years shall be considered as one event. You know what happens? Say suppose by stadium is under construction and there is a 5-floor stadium or 3-floor stadium. There is an earthquake, but top floor has collapsed, which is already constructed. Now I am filing a claim on the insurance company. Insurance company says, okay, we have registered the claim. Because earthquake was so severe. Tomorrow again one more floor has collapsed because of the impact of the same earthquake. So I have to intimate insurance company again that there is another loss for the same reason, for some same cause, at the same location. Insurance company registered another claim. And this happens for 1 or 2 more days. So if the different number of claims are registered, different compulsory excess will apply on each claim. And the compulsory excess is very heavy in CR or ER policies. In that case, what will happen? Insured has to bear each compulsory excess. That will cause the loss of millions of rupees to the insured. So it is better to opt for 72-hour clause. Means whatever incidence has taken place within 72 hours, that will be treated as one event. One claim will be registered for that. So 72-hour period shall be decided at the discretion of the insured, it being understood and agreed. There shall be no overlapping in any 2 or more such 72 hours period. If the loss is treated as one, the deduction of compulsory excess of one will be there. That means the cost of the compulsory excess has been saved because the claim is one. Now these are 2 important clauses which we are normally giving but giving on demand only, and we are not charging any additional fee for that also. Now the question is how you will decide whether CR policy is to be given or ER policy is to be given. So that determining factor is most important because both policies are engineering policies, both policies are long-term policies, both policies are also known as period policies. Both policies are given for the infrastructural projects. But the only difference is erection or installation work. If the entire work is civil construction work, then CR policy. Or if the 60% or 55% of the total cost of the project is construction work, it is the CR policy. But if more than 50% work is engineering work, erection work, installation work, in that case only ER policy will be given. So the most important aspect of this policy is this is one policy of engineering insurance. All policies of engineering insurance are subject to under insurance. This policy is given for the long term or for the projects which are commencing. This is not operational now. So your target customers would be contractors, government planners, government departments, builders, town planners. You can give this policy to them. All projects which are having more than 50% cost of the civil construction needs a CR policy. CR policy will protect all their risk because this is an all-risk policy where every kind of loss is covered except the causes given in the exclusion list. This also covers third-party liability, this also covers the subject matter losses, this also covers the risk provided by the add-on covers. So along with the policy you can also give the add-on covers. So this is most popular policy for big projects which are taken by the contractors, principals, owners and subcontractors. Now if you have any questions you can ask. Any doubts? Any doubts, any questions from the team? You people can ask in your language from the team members. So it's okay with all? So will you share the list of participants with me? Satish, yes. Satish is there in the session? Right? Thank you everyone.